This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No. Always live. Always real. Always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
Yes, I don't like that.
You're 100% right.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Tuesday, August 13th. I'm here with Stephanie, Al, Brandon. I am Sam. Tori has the day off. Let's get right to it. A lot in the news today. A CNN anchor went off on a heckler. Chris Cuomo threatened to beat up a man who called him Fredo. The whole thing was caught on camera. Watch.
I thought that's who you were.
No, from the right call me Fredo. My name is Chris Cuomo. I'm an anchor on CNN.
You're much.
Fredo is from The Godfather. He was that weak brother. It's an insult to people. It's like the N-word for us.
Listen, man, I don't have a problem with you, man.
You're gonna have a problem.
What? What are you gonna do about it?
Ruin you. I'll throw you down these stairs like a punk.
And another CNN critic is weighing in. The president tweeted about it this morning, saying, quote, "I thought Chris was also Fredo. The truth hurts." He also tweeted this, saying, "Would Chris be given a red flag for his recent rant, filthy language, and a total loss of control? He shouldn't be allowed to have any weapon. He is nuts." Al, where do we go from here? First of all, now that the president is weighing in, it's become...
The president weighs in on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
So we need to, really, that statement doesn't hold as much weight as it normally did, but continue.
So let's take the president out of this. And I say that because I just want to get to brass tacks here.
Yes.
Is this term derogatory? Certainly seems that way, but I've also seen a lot of liberals who I love, like George Takei, use that term against Donald Trump Jr. So how do we deal with this when we're seeing people from both sides of the aisle use it?
Well, I'll take a page out of Forrest Gump's book. Offense is as offense does. I mean, it's offensive to you if it is, and that seems like a simplistic answer. But I've never seen The Godfather, so if Brandon said that to me, I'd be like, okay, yeah. I don't know what that means, but he clearly took it as an offense, and we are in a heightened time right now. Mm-hmm. Anchors feel threatened. People feel threatened when they leave their home. Public figures and people on Twitter are now being confronted by trolls in real life, and he was obviously heightened, and he was clearly offended by this. And I don't think that anybody on this panel, anybody watching the show, is able to tell somebody what they are or aren't offended by.
Yeah, I don't blame Chris Cuomo for his reaction. This is the first time that I've been aware of this term. It doesn't make it any less derogatory, but I just want to make sure that we apply that equal offense to both sides of the aisle.
Yeah, absolutely. So he'll get called out from the other side. But I have no problem with his reaction. I have no problem because these hecklers are coming up with these Twitter fingers and they're saying what they want to say online and they're feeling emboldened to come up to you in person. I mean, just think of A$AP Rocky when he's got locked up in Sweden. It was because people were coming up and they were trying to provoke him. My only thing is trying to compare that word to the N-word, because when you say the N-word, who cares what brother you're talking about? You're talking about brother in terms of skin.
Right.
So that's my only thing. But CNN seems
How do you handle it when people call you that word? Because I can only guess that as two black men in America, you've both been called that word before.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you
my
handle
mentions.
it? That's horrific. How do you handle it?
Honestly, Sam, I wouldn't have kept my cool like that. That word means fight right away, and I would hope that.
See, but I don't know if it should. But I don't know, Brandon. I don't know. I would be really disappointed at you if you let somebody use a word to derail the incredible broadcast career that you have in front of you, because that's all that word. Anytime I hear that word, I'm like, what? They're just using a word to invoke a reaction to get to where they want to go.
Yep.
So the way that you stop that is you don't react the way they want you to. What could I call you, Brandon? You came from a great home. You had a great pro career. You have a great broadcast career in front of you. Why would you let somebody throw you off like that? That's crazy.
Like you just said, Al, we're all heightened.
Right.
We're all heightened. So you can go and read Twitter in the morning, and you're reading all these tweets about gun violence and black people getting shot, people being killed, and you read the comments, and people are like, "Oh, well, that's what he gets." So you're heightened, and I get it, but if I'm going to do something like that, it's not going to be a push and shove or whatever. If I'm going to react, I'm willing to lose.
But
my
I'm going to
job.
ask you not to
we don't
react.
want you.
I'm going to ask
There are a
you.
lot of people who
Hey,
think
I
about it like
understand.
that,
I've
though.
never
There are
been
a
in
lot
your
of people-
shoes. I can't imagine. Believe me, that insult is the worst of the worst, considering that insult was hurled at your ancestors while the worst of the worst was happening to them. So I understand it. But Brandon,
I know exactly what you're saying.
you've got
and I
way
thank
too
you
much
for that.
going on for you. But it's a horrific word. Final thought.
I think that's exactly what's happened to him in this situation. If you look at the video recording, clearly the gentleman that said it to him is filming him from underneath.
Loving it.
Yes.
He's filming it to
Setup.
get the reaction to set
Good
him
point.
up.
Good point,
It's
Steph.
terrible.
So you don't want to give him that end result.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, well, chime in, DBL Nation. We really want to hear from you on this one. All right, well, new details in the Jeffrey Epstein case. FBI agents reportedly raided the late billionaire's private island yesterday in the Caribbean. Can you imagine? They're looking to uncover more information about possible co-conspirators. Among other things, Epstein was found dead of an apparent suicide over the weekend. He had been facing charges of sex trafficking, and attention is shifting to possible co-conspirators, including this British socialite named Ghislaine Maxwell. She has been accused of recruiting underage girls for sex, which she has denied. Her current location is unknown. Stephanie, I know you know a lot about this woman. You got to fill me in. I know very little about her, but just hearing about her makes me see red.
Okay, so I didn't know who she was at start, so I did some research into this lady. She is a British socialite, and she moved to America just after her father passed, who was a very famous gentleman in England too. Now, this is when she met Jeffrey.
And Steph, before you go on, can you give our audience like an equivalent to who she would be?
Yeah, how big of a socialite is she?
Well, a socialite
like a Paris Hilton?
Yes. Probably not as rich as Paris Hilton, but her father is a business mogul. So that's how she's known. So she's mixing in very affluent circles.
Got it.
She knows Prince Andrew. She introduced Prince Andrew to Jeffrey. Now, when I was looking, I want to make sure I'm saying this right. So I've came across a lot of pictures were a part of a court document which was unsealed. Yikes. And there are thousands of them. There's a lot of information as well from a very young lady who at the time was 17 years old, and she was recruited by this lady to meet Jeffrey and be his sex slave.
Yikes.
There are pictures of her where she's 17, she's out partying. There's pictures of her in New York on their private island at his ranch in New Mexico. So he's traveled with her extensively, and there's also pictures of her with this woman Ghislaine in Prince Andrew's personal home with his arms wrapped around her, and she's 17.
Wow. Now this is all alleged, but from what this picture this picture that you're painting, literally, it's revolting because she appears to be allegedly a liaison, so to speak, right? The recruiter, so to speak. It's almost as like when you were recruited as an athlete.
Yeah.
Unbelievably disgusting. I don't know where we go from here. I really don't. I hope that she, if it is true, as well as anybody else who's involved, and I think, as you said, Al, just like with the Larry Nassar scandal, I think this spider web's out, and I think there's a lot of people that deserve to go down with this ship.
And another question that's being raised is, why was the guard that was supposed to be watching him not a corrections officer?
Yeah, what is that?
Because
so tell our DBL Nation.
So the guard that's supposed to be watching Jeffrey Epstein was
Suicide Watch, yes.
Suicide Watch was not a federal corrections officer. And we're talking about a federal job here. Will we just let anyone come in and be a TSA agent or a Homeland Security officer or agent?
Listen,
it's raising
especially when
questions.
someone's on suicide watch.
Yep, and I hate conspiracy theories because I feel like then you speculate, but in this one, it really does lend to some sort of conspiracy.
Absolutely.
It's terrifying, absolutely. All right, switching gears. Drake's new tattoo isn't sitting well with Beatles fans. Uh-oh, the new ink resembles the iconic Abbey Road album cover with all 4 band members and then a 5th figure, or Drake, looking back at them. You'll remember last October, Drake officially surpassed the Beatles with the most top 10 hits in the Hot 100 calendar year. Okay, so is this narcissism? Is this him just paying homage to them? He loves them? Or is this like, haha, I'm better than you because I had more 12 #1 hits. I had 12 and you had 11.
Here's a tattoo of himself on himself, Sam.
Yeah.
That's the definition of narcissism. That's kind of crazy. It'd be like if Brandon's like, look at this Brandon London tattoo. That's very, it's a strange.
So right.
cover it up.
So right. You better get that removed.
The only person I know that pulled it off is I toured with Steve-O for a long time from Jack A.
Yep.
I don't don't know if we can say the name, but he has a tattoo of himself giving the thumbs up. So that's the only person I let slide
think he can get away with it.
because he is who he is.
But that's more joking.
Right, it's very
self-deprecating.
Yeah. Whereas this is clearly, I think it is taken in the other way. I think he's positioned himself very cleverly in front of the right. This is a very famous picture, Brandon. So this is one of their album covers. This is where they filmed recorded. Sorry, not filmed. Their biggest tracks on Abbey Road in West London. And for him to stand in front of them on the tattoo and be looking back, waving, he's being disrespectful.
Now, is it disrespectful if you're just, because I wish I would have given it to producers. I have this photo of me doing this, I am not in front of the Beatles, not in any way. I'm just recreating that famous album cover with my family because we are paying. Thank you. We're celebrating them, right?
That's a homage to them.
That's exactly what we wanted.
Okay, every single day in London. I'm not joking.
It's true.
No, because every single day in London.
Can you imagine how many people are doing that?
Yeah,
people line
we had to wait our turn.
Street.
We had to wait our turn like an amusement park.
Yeah, you do.
It's like when you go past an abandoned well that's got those angel wings on it and everybody stands in front of it.
Yes. The equivalent would be you turning. The equivalent of that would be you going on that road, photoshopping yourself, being like, you know, it's
exactly.
or you know, a reasonable person would stand maybe behind them or place themselves in the middle, like they're part of the group.
You're right, Steph.
We are not in the business to tell someone how to celebrate an accomplishment. You know how hard that boy started from the bottom. Now he is here on Abbey Road.
No, he did not. What are you talking about?
He was wheelchair Jimmy on Degrassi. That's the corniest role you can get in TV.
First of all, Degrassi was a very famous show. He was a very well-to-do actor.
He had to book it.
He booked it as a very young teenager. He wasn't started from the bottom. Now we hear. He is a young.
Wait, hold on. I got a question for Brandon really quickly because obviously I'm just going on a limb and say you're not a huge Beatles fan. How do you feel about this if it's Biggie and Tupac and he's waving at him, them like I'll see you later? Do you feel some type
of blasphemy?
There it is. Okay.
But it's not Abbey Road. They're jaywalking in that picture. They're jaywalking.
It's a pedestrian crossing in England.
DBL is live. Coming up, our own Tori Shulman gets busy in the kitchen to recreate a legendary dessert from the Cheesecake Factory. Yum. But will she be able to fool our co-hosts? And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. After Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth split, people on social media are speculating she may have been cheating on him with a woman and saying that's why you shouldn't date bisexuals. That's terrible. We'll share your comments on that coming up next.
DBL Nation, happy Tuesday. Kelly Schubert here with the DBL digital team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news for you right now. But we've got a great show going on and great conversation at the table, so let's go. Hey, Chris, we good? Come on, guys. Hey, Brandon, do you know what a crosswalk is?
Thank you.
Do you know what a crosswalk is?
Yeah, could you see the lines? They were not jaywalking.
I mean, how do we know? We didn't see the little sign. Was the hand? Was the red hand?
And so did our executive producer, Chris. How many people do you know got jaywalking tickets, especially like in Burbank? I had a PA that had to leave his shoot on the Shaq show because he had a jaywalking ticket and they were going to arrest him. Jaywalking, that's how they. It's more Burbank in the Valley, but it was the first time I met people that they're like, oh yeah, I've got two. Like,
why?
Because it's how they make money.
Yeah, they bust.
I didn't even know that was like a real thing.
In Burbank, it's a thing.
Oh yeah.
People pretend to walk, so then they turn around and be like, caught you.
I can't wait to show you guys my little video.
Cops sit there and wait for people to step off the curb.
In New York, if you don't jaywalk, like you're looked at strange, like you might get pushed into the street because people are trying to get by.
With every city, it's an unspoken law about whether you completely wait for the white walking guy. Or you walk when there's no traffic. Because sometimes there's, like, I've been in cities and, like, you know, I've been to almost every city in the country. And, like, sometimes I'll be walking to go to something to eat, and you'll notice, like, oh, people wait for the blinking light. And then, other places like New York, they just walk.
It's so weird.
In London, you just walk.
Same with London.
Yeah, but LA, you wait. Everybody,
you do.
Everybody waits.
Yeah.
And, like,
I remember going to London for the first time, because I think it was before I went to New York, and I was shocked that you guys did not wait.
No.
But you knew you were going okay, there's no traffic, it's about to turn red, like you're one step ahead.
Yeah.
But in LA, you wait. Yeah, it's a good point. Sorry,
It's
I'm looking for my.
no,
I'm looking for the Abbey
She's
Road
looking
video.
for a picture
Yep.
of her.
And if I see somebody
Yes.
walking like in
Send you a
LA, like
picture,
against
and I
the
have,
light,
like, a huge
I'm like, oh, you don't
5-second
live
video
here.
of it in
I can
slow-mo.
definitely tell you. Oh yeah. Because people that live in certain cities, there's a group think mentality where it's just like you'll see a bunch of people just waiting across, and you're like, where are y'all waiting for? Because when I first moved to LA, I was like, and then after a while, I'm waiting like everybody else.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, if you come from like Chicago where everyone
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host, when we talk about what you're talking about. Well, just an hour after news broke that newlyweds Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth are headed for divorce, Miley was spotted kissing Brody Jenner's ex-wife, Caitlyn Carter, in Italy. And now some are blaming Miley's attraction to women for the split. Miley considers herself pansexual. She's attracted to people. So DBL Nation, how would you feel if someone you were dating told you they were pan or bisexual? Would that impact your decision to date them?
This is going to get interesting.
Yes.
Here we go. Jackie from Facebook says, I already have a hard enough time making sure women aren't after my man. I'd hate to have to double that duty. Ooh, go ahead, Jackie. Tell them how you feeling, girl. But I just think of it in a situation for men. Men, obviously, every man fantasizes about having two women, that sort of thing. But when you go into that relationship, you have to understand that another woman could give a woman emotional and mental support.
So you're
that
scared?
one man can't.
So you scared?
I ain't scared of nothing.
So wouldn't
my
affect
mental
you?
is just as great as my physical.
So wouldn't affect you?
Absolutely,
Good
it would
for
not.
you.
It would not.
It shouldn't affect you.
Because I will emotionally support
It
her.
should not affect you.
Thank
Good.
you. Started from the bottom, now I'm here.
Kathy from Facebook says, I would date someone that's bisexual. People need to start loving people for who they are, not everything they want them to be. Kathy, this goes into whatever floats your boat. We are all individuals. We all kind of look and act the same, but inside we are all wired differently. If you want to find somebody that you just love and you don't care what they look like on the outside, in science we call that their phenotype, then
Interesting.
Yes, whatever. Genotype's what's inside, phenotype is what you
like
present.
it.
So if you don't care what's on the outside, then have at it.
I'm
Cool.
gonna use that.
Lana,
right.
Girl, I love
I
your
like
phenotype.
that.
Yeah, you should say that. Say it to a scientist.
Lana from Facebook says, if a guy I was dating told me he wasn't straight, all bets are off. He could no longer have male friends either. Oh, Lana, that's quite harsh. That makes me then question, if you're with a gentleman, I presume you are, based on what you just said, is he allowed female friends? Because that's the same thing. I think, obviously, if you're in a committed relationship, you're in a committed relationship. Obviously, everyone chooses to just have whatever they want, whether it's open, whether it's monogamous, and that's down to them. But I have to ask you the same question. Does your husband or does your boyfriend have female friends? Because it's exactly the same thing.
Well said, my dear. William from Facebook says, it's like the old saying goes, buy now, gay later. Okay, that is a very terrible saying,
Get 'em,
because
Sam.
I don't even know where to begin with it. I do think that people treat bisexuality different than anybody else that falls under that LGBTQ umbrella. B is bi, it's under that umbrella. I don't understand how people just don't take it seriously. It's really disheartening, and I think in 2019, I'm a little shocked that we're even having this conversation. So to each your own. If you're bisexual, it's
I
not
just don't
by
even like that
choice.
it's put
It is
as a
not by
negative.
choice.
Like what?
It doesn't matter. I
It's
think
not by choice, though. We need
Of course.
People assume because there's such a. I understand that, but this is. I know I have to go, but this is an important point. People assume that if you're bisexual, that you're doing it because it's become so sensationalized, sexualized, fantasized over, that people don't treat it as someone's real sexuality that they were born with.
Right.
And we need to get away from that, because real people are discriminated against every single day because they're bisexual, and instead they're treated like it's some sort of weird sexual fantasy, and that they're not really bisexual. They're doing it because it was college. They're doing it because they're experimenting. All of that is not true. It's not factual, and it's discriminatory, and we need to educate ourselves and move past that. It's not okay. Coming up on DBL, in our latest installment of Copycat Kitchen, our own Tori Showman recreates delicious dessert from the Cheesecake Factory. Will she fool our co-hosts in the blind taste test? Find out next.
It's
together.
What's up, DBL Nation? You guys, Sam is showing her video of her walking across Abbey Road, I'm assuming. We got some comments from you guys, as always. Stephen Hill, this is a question for you, Steffi Steph.
For me?
Yes, and this is kind of interesting because, you know, a lot of our famous roles played about Americans are played by British actors. And Stephen Hill wants to know, Steph, can you do an American accent many Brits can't?
I'm not the best. Wait, let me think about this. What can I say?
How do I share like something from Instagram?
Hi, y'all. I'm terrible at this.
I feel like it automatically devolves to like a Valley Girl accent or a Southern accent.
Yeah, that's it too. That's it too. So, or like Jeff's like, New Yorker, what are you talking about?
Right.
That's the best I've got with that one. Or like
let me ask you this.
He was like around my house.
Is there something, obviously we both speak English, but is there something in the way that we speak that it's very easy for like an Idris Elba to come over here and do not only a Washington, D.C. accent, but I've been to Baltimore many times. The Baltimore and D.C. accent are different. They sound the same, but they're different. And he pulled that off.
That's just like
what
a
is that? How can he do just a skill?
I think so. So like I've got a few friends that are amazing at accents, and I'm terrible. I'm not gonna lie. Like I try. I've got a friend that can distinctly hear an accent and they know exactly where that person is from.
But isn't it the tongue, where the tongue is placed at for the most part? That's what I've been told.
I think it's all practice. Like they're vocal. You gotta remember these people have like vocal coaches and they practice for hours and hours and hours.
Welcome back to DBL. In today's Copycat Kitchen, co-host Tori Shulman takes on the Cheesecake Factory's famous Oreo cheesecake. We have the full instructions at dbl.com/recipes, but first, check out Tori's attempt.
I'm gonna keep on loving you. Thank you. That is Oreo Speedwagon, and I'm here to make Cheesecake Factory's Oreo cheesecake on Copycat Kitchen. Let's go. Welcome to Copycat Kitchen. Meow. We are here with Brandon London. He's already prepared. We're going to try the Cheesecake Factory Oreo cheesecake. I made a dupe. He's going to see which one is the real one and which is the copycat. Are you ready? This is Exhibit A.
Let me reset my palate.
Okay. You ready?
Cool.
And coming in hot. Sorry.
The Copycat Kitchen is the second one.
Okay, you think B?
Yes, B.
Okay. All right, Jeff, for your first time.
All right, my first time in the kitchen.
In the kitchen, open your mouth and take it in. Okay, that's one.
Well, that's good.
Delicious, you like it?
Yeah, I do like it.
Okay, let's see about B. You ready?
Okay.
Choo choo, choo choo. Which one's the copycat?
I'd say B is the one you made.
All right, Steph has probably one of the best palates I know, so she is gonna be good about this. Nice cat work. Here we go, open your mouth. And that's A.
Delicious.
Take it in. Maybe some oxygen with that. Okay, aerate it. Okay. And then we're coming in.
Oh, wow. Creamy and delicious.
Good, okay. And B, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
B. Stephanie, which one is the copycat, A or B?
It's gotta be A.
Whoa, you think A is the copycat?
I think it's A.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. Thank you for one person doing it. The answer is A is the real, B is the copycat. We tricked Stephanie, everybody.
You would never know.
You would never know. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Good Hair.
What's up, Beauty Blast? I'm Jure from The Slay, and today we're talking a little beauty tea gossip. Now, a lot has been going on in the beauty world lately, but one new collaboration is setting a new record for everybody, all right? Dry Bar and It Cosmetics has collabed together for a brand new product launch coming August 1st. Now, can you guess what it is? Now, let's think about this. They're both cosmetic companies. Dry Bar does hair, It Cosmetics does skin and makeup. What could they do in common? Oh yeah, lashes. Lashes have hair, right? And we use them in makeup as well, so it kind of makes sense. Guess what? It is a mascara that they're making for us, guys. This mascara looks like it's out of this world, and it actually combines two great features from both companies. Now, IT Cosmetics came into play and actually gave those great killer ingredients that it's so well known for. Biotin, collagen, and hyaluronic acid too, all to help hydrate and lift those beautiful lashes and keep them looking pretty. Drybar came in and said, let's make it look just like what everyone wants. Let's give them what they want, let's say that. Volume, guys. They actually took the idea from their volume-based hair products and they actually created this little mascara brush that looks just like their round brush. Crazy, right? Now, it even went as far as to having little yellow balls on the tips of the brush to actually separate and define the lashes, which I was like, okay, y'all might be trying it a little bit too much. Now, with this mascara, it actually is going to be having an amazing finish and it's supposed to give you that beautiful lift and curl. So we're gonna try it out and see just how it does very soon here. Now, it launches on August 1st, so hopefully we get it once it gets into a retail store right away. So, for more beauty gossip, make sure you check out more Beauty Blast and check out my social media platforms at Jeray for the Slay. We'll see you guys next time.
Welcome back to DBL. Talk about lucky. A man showed up for his flight to discover he was the only passenger on it. This is Victor, who was flying from Aspen to Salt Lake City recently. He documented his trip aboard what he called his own private jet, kind of. Watch.
Will the only passenger on this flight kindly board at this time?
That's me.
Mr. Keone?
Yes, I'm coming.
We're just adding weight to the plane because there are no people.
Good evening, Vincent, and welcome aboard.
Thank
We
you.
look forward to taking care of you today.
Oh, thank you so much for flying me.
No problem.
Thank you so much. Pleasure. Can't wait.
Your private jet.
To the card located in your seat pocket.
Wouldn't you like to fly up and away?
That is amazing. I'm so happy they didn't cancel it because sometimes if they don't have enough passengers, they will boot you to the next flight.
Well, that's what they should have done instead of
Why?
loading bags of sand because they're wasting jet fuel for one dude. He could drive.
That's not his fault.
Or just get on another flight. Get on another flight.
Al Jackson.
That's a good story. Bad for the environment.
You would be. That's a good point.
Thank
We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye.